back, everyone. You know we have the best time of the day. It is the movie review time with Bart and Jennifer Mills. Welcome, Bart and Jen.
Good morning.
All right, good morning. Now, we do have to say that we did have a passing of David Adams. And David Adams was the person that originally did the movie reviews, correct?
Yes, he did. He brought a more dignified and a bit of gravitas to the role that we don't. David was, of course, Dr. David Adams. He's a sociology professor at Ohio State Lima for decades. Taught a lot of us when we were younger. He and Len Archibald did the movie reviews for you guys. David was the reviewer for 15 years for Hometown Stations and the Lima News. So as he famously said, he probably watched 1,500 movies. That's a lot of bad movies. He was dry and smart and prepared and all the best things that a movie critic can do and the things that we don't necessarily do. But he will be sorely missed. And he was a real asset to this community.
Yeah, I was going to say that, you know, everyone in the community will definitely miss him. But now moving forward, we're going to be talking about the movie that you're going to be talking about today, and that is The Instigators. So what about The Instigators? I think it's only showing on Apple TV, is that correct?
It had a very brief movie run in theaters, and then it's running on Apple TV as an Apple production. Ironically, this is a movie I think that Dave Adams would have screamed for a lot in the past. This is one of those sort of 70s throwbacks, character-driven sort of comedy dramas that we don't get a lot of anymore and sort of do end up in streaming services. It's Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. They play a couple of lovable losers who kind of are in that classic one last job routine. This job is to hold up the mayor, who's obviously, it's Boston, so the mayor is incredibly corrupt. It's Ron Perlman, who is just chewing scenery to beat the band. And so their job is to hold up the mayor on election night. They end up, of course, it goes wrong. They end up on the run, and they end up on the run with, for reasons I'm not going to explain to you because it's too complicated, Matt Damon's therapist by Hong Chow, who is just an amazing actress as well. And so the rest of it's just basically them running through Boston, trying to outrun both the police, the mayor's henchmen, and the gangsters that they're actually working for, and trying to get back with family, friends, and try to, for some reason, go to Montreal.
Well, I did watch a little bit of the trailer, and it did look like it was action-packed, but with some comedy. And I like that you described them as lovable losers, and maybe that could be our new nickname, the lovable losers.
Well, we're halfway there.
All right. So this movie is 1 hour and 41 minutes. It's rated R. Now, why is it rated R?
Probably the language.
I would suspect the language. That's the only thing that I would find that would be challenging in here. There's really not, I mean, there's some violence, but not really grotesque violence. There's no, there's no sex or nudity or anything like that. So my assumption is because it's Boston, it's probably the language.
Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes gave it only a 59% approval rating. What do you think?
Wow. Another reason why I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
I suspect that the Rotten Tomatoes trolls don't really get Apple. It's kind of dad TV. I think it's a better movie than that. Obviously, I think it's certainly not a perfect movie. This is Doug Liman, who has made some really close to perfect movies over the past.
Yeah, he did one of our all-time favorites, Edge of Tomorrow, with Tom Cruise. He did The Bourne Identity. He recently did Roadhouse. With Jake Gyllenhaal. So, I mean, he's a stellar director.
Yeah, so. Roadhouse aside, he's made great movies.
Right.
But, I mean, I think this is just, it's just, there's an audience for this. It's an adult audience. It's people who like sort of guy on the run movies, who like the two stars, who are both, I think, I mean, certainly Casey Affleck is really fun in this.
Really
Matt Damon just kind of, I don't know what Matt's Matt at this point in life. He just plays this sort of
Casey
beige wall
plays
of a
off
man.
him. Yeah, he's just like the straight guy, and Casey is the nonstop talker, constantly hustling, just bouncing off of Matt Damon's character, and that's why it works so well.
All right, so now we're going to give the big reveal. Do you give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or somewhere in the middle?
I absolutely love this movie. I would give it 2 thumbs up. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I'll give it a thumbs up. I mean, like I said, it's not a perfect movie. There's some, some character issues and stuff like that. But really, it's one of those movies we just don't see a lot of anymore. It's really aimed at adults, and it's well written and well directed and well acted.
All right. Well, Bart and Jen, thanks for coming out and reviewing The Instigators. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Well, don't go away because we have more when we return.